So let's begin the session. So guys, in this series, we will talk about how to implement ML using AWS. So first we will see some basics of AWS, right? And then we will talk about machine learning with AWS. Okay, so what is AWS? So AWS, you can say, is a platform that provides more than 200 fully featured services from data centers located all over the world, right? And is the world's most comprehensive cloud platform. So in simple words, we can say uh, using we can say AWS is a platform through which we can uh, build some applications based on cloud, right? Or we can say it is the on-demand delivery of services such as compute, storage, database, right, over the internet with pay-as-you-go model. It means we have to pay the price, right, as we use the resources of the AWS. We can also leverage the resources like compute, power, storage, database as on the basis of need, right, from a cloud provider like AWS. So instead of buying a physical compute, we can lease it from AWS. It is a secure cloud platform that offers on-demand delivery of services like storage, compute power, database over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing model. Amazon Web Service is an online platform that provides scalable, means we can scale up or scale down the resources, right? And cost effective means we don't need to pay any extra amount, right, to set up the infra, right? Means we don't need to buy a server here, right? So if you use AWS platforms, right, so that provides scalable and cost-effective cloud computing solution. There are many other benefits also, right? But scalable and we can say cost-effective, right? Or we can say elasticity, right? Or deploy globally in minutes, right? So there are many benefits of AWS. Next, let's see how we can create an account. So we will create an account step by step. So if you don't have any account on AWS, so let's create an account here. So here you can see this is the web page of AWS login, right? And that might be different of your home page, right? So and this is a link here, https aws.amazon.com. So let's open a login page here. So AWS console login. We can open this first link. You can see if you don't have an account, so we have to create first. Okay, just give me a minute. You can see here we are getting an option here, create a new AWS account. So let's click on this link. You can see. Okay, now let's see all the steps one by one. Okay, so here we can just click on this link, create a new AWS account, right? And we will get a window like this one. So here we have to enter the Gmail address and the account name, right? And after we can just click on this button, verify email address. Okay. After this, we will receive an email, something like this one, right? And here we will also get a verification code. You can see this code, right? And this code we have to enter, right? Or whatever code you have got on your email. So that code, that verification code, you have to enter here on this. Here you can see. So that verification code you have to enter here, right? And then you can just click on this verify button. After that, you will get this page. So here you have to enter your root user password and confirm root user password. After that, a root user account will be created, right, with all the administrative privileges, right? So never share this password with anyone. After that, here you have to enter your some personal information like full name, phone number, country, address, city, right? So here you have to enter your some personal information. After that, here you have to enter your credit card information, and uh, so here, okay, uh, so here you have to enter your some credit card information. Next, you will be redirected to this page where you have to enter your country and mobile number. After this, here uh, you will get a message on your phone number, right? Or that okay, and that in that message you will also get a code, right? And that code you have to enter here. After that, next here there are many plans that are available, but here we have to choose the basic support, means that comes under the free tier, right? First one, right? We have to select the uh, we have to select this first plan, right? That comes under the free tier. So we can select this option, first one, and then after we can just click on this button, complete sign up. After that, you will get a page something like this one, right? So if you're getting this page, it means your AWS account has created successfully. Okay, and this is a console, right? This is the AWS management console. Okay, so I'll show you this console. So let me first log in. Just open this. So we have two options. Basically, either I can log in with my root user, right? Or okay, or I can log in with my AWS IAM user. Okay, so here I'm going to log in with my root user, right? But instead of using a root user, uh, we have to log in always with a IAM user, right? And that we will cover in the further lectures how to create a AWS IAM user. So here I'm going to log in with my root user, the email address, and then password. No one will suggest you to log in always with your root user, right? So always try to log in your AWS account with the IAM user. Okay, so this is the AWS management console, right? Okay, and here you can also set the services, right, on which you want to work with, like EC2. You can see means virtual servers in the cloud, right, that we will also cover in the further lecture. Okay, let's see what we have after that. Next, we have regions and zones in AWS. So currently there are, I think, 99 availability zones, and okay, within 31 geographic regions around the world. So okay, first let's try to understand what are regions and what are zones in AWS. So region is basically a collection of data centers which are completely isolated from other regions. Right? And AWS region is a geographical location that contains a number of availability zones. Right? And what is a availability zone? We can say it is an isolated data centers located within a specific region in which public cloud services originate and operate. Every region is physically separate from all other regions. So here in this image you can see this is the region of US West, California, US East, South America, Asia, Asia Pacific, and EU West, right? So these are the regions. Okay, so currently there are 99, there are 31 geographic regions. Again, this is the link where you can make it confirm. So let's open this link. Okay, let me just copy this and paste it here. Okay, so there are 31 regions, right, and 99 availability zones. Here you can see. Okay, so these are the regions, right, and okay, and I think this red one means this region is going to be launched soon. You can see Israel, and here also we have some, this one in Thailand, Singapore, right? So these are the coming soon regions, red ones, right? So a region is a geographical location that contains a number of availability zones. Okay, and each zone is backed by one or more physical data centers. Means each you can say in the each zone there may be one or more data centers. Okay, now what is an availability zone? So an AWS availability zone is a logical data center that is located in a certain region, and there are two or more availability zones in every AWS region. So in this image you can see this and California means this North California is basically a region, right? And okay, and in this region there are three zones. So you can see US West 1, US West A, West B, and US West 1C, right? So there are three zones, right? And in the each zone uh, we can say there is some data centers, right? So here, okay, I'll show you here. Okay, so currently the reason that I have selected here North Virginia, right? North Virginia, right? You can also select some other region here. Okay, you can see. So these are the regions. So each region has its own independent power and water supply. Right? Every region is physically separate from all other regions. Right? So a region is a geographical location that contains a number of availability zones, right? And in the each zone, there may be two or more data centers. Okay, and there is a note also. A data center consists a bunch of servers. A common misconception is that a single zone equals a single data center. In fact, each zone is backed by one or more physical data center. Right? It means in the each zone there will be one or more physical data centers. You can see there is an option, right, to select a region from AWS console, right? So you can select a region that is which is very close to your physical location, right? So in the Asia we also have some regions. Okay, now let's see what's included in the AWS free tier. Okay, so here you can see in the free tier here you will find 750 hours in the EC2. Okay, I'll show here in at the official documentation. Here we can search about what services are free in the AWS free tier. Okay, so here you can see 12 months free, right? So Amazon EC2 here you can get free 750 hours per month. What is EC2? So basically, this is a AWS service which we use to get a virtual server. Means if you want to just deploy your some application, right, on a server, so here you can use this service. Next, here we have this Amazon S3, and here we have Amazon RDS for database. We have some other services, but here in this course we will talk about this Amazon SageMaker. Right, we will implement the machine learning using Amazon SageMaker. Right, okay, and this service you can get free. Means I think first 2 months. Right, after creating your account, right, first 2 months you will get this service free. Right, so okay, in this service you can use 250 hours per month of ML.T3 medium on the studio notebook. Right, okay, and here 250 hours per month of the M2 medium, and this T2 medium and T3 medium. So basically these are the instance type, right? These are the instance type that we will select while creating a notebook instance in a SageMaker. And here you can, okay, and here you will also get 25 hours per month on M5.4x large on the SageMaker data wrangler. So basically data wrangler here we use for data processing. Next, here we have for the feature store. Okay, and the main thing is here we get 50 hours per month of M4.x large or M5.x large instances on training. Means while training a model, either we can use M4.x large or we can use M5.x large. And for the inference, either we can use M4.x large or M5.x large instance, right? 125 hours, right? Okay, so we will see in the further classes, right, how to select an instance type for training a model, right, or for inferencing. So in this course, we will talk about only Amazon SageMaker. Okay, and before it, we will also discuss what is EC2 and what is S3. Okay, okay, and that we have just seen, right, the number of hours that we will get for the data wrangler, for the feature store, for the training, and for the real-time inference. Okay, so there are some services, right? Or we can say, yeah, AWS provides more than 200 services, right? And these are compute, migration, security, storage, networking, messages, database management tool, right? Analytics, right? And there are also some others. But here we will only talk about Amazon SageMaker. You can see here we can just search about this service. If we just search, if we just write here SageMaker, you can see Amazon SageMaker. So this service we can use to build, train, and deploy a machine learning model. Okay, and here we will also talk about SageMaker Studio, Autopilot, SageMaker Canvas. Okay. So let's first discuss about IAM, Identity and Access Management. So AWS Identity and Access Management allows users to securely access and manage AWS services. IAM controls who is authenticated and authorized to use AWS services and resources. So after creating a root account, right, we can create a IAM user, right, and through which we can assign the resources, right? We can just assign the policies, right, to our specific users. Authentication means who can log in the account, and And authorization means what can be done inside a given AWS account. So this service is a free global service. There is no need to define a reason. IAM allows you to create AWS users or group and give or deny them access to AWS services. AWS root account is the account that you create with your email address and password. And the root account has full administrative access, and it is very risky to use it all the time. Right? So that's why first we have to create a IAM user, right? And after that, uh, we can do our day-to-day tasks on AWS using that IAM user. So AWS recommend to never use the root user for everyday work. Instead, create an IAM user and then lock away root user credential. So here we can just search about IAM. IAM. You can see manage access to AWS resources. Okay, so let's create a IAM user here. Okay, so currently I have just created one user, but let's create another user here. Just click on this users, and you can see here I have already created a user. Let's create another user here. So here we can give a name, demo ML1, and provide user access to AWS console. Okay, and here I want to create a IAM user, and we can give a custom password here. Okay, so let's use a custom password here. Okay, and here we have this option: user must create a new password at the next sign. Right? But if we don't want to create a new password for the new user, we can just keep this box blank. Okay, and then after click on next. Okay, after that we want to just attach some policies. Okay, now we can just assign some policies to that user. Okay, suppose okay, we want to assign SageMaker, right? All the policies related to SageMaker. So here you can see we're getting some policies with SageMaker, and here also we are getting this Amazon SageMaker full access. So this policy we can assign to this user. Okay, next. Okay, and if you want to assign some more policies, just go back previous, and okay, now so we want to also assign some more policies like IAM. Here you can see IAM full access. Click on next. Okay, and let's assign one more service, that is S3, that we will discuss afterwards. S3, simple storage service that we use to store the data. S3 full access, this one. Click on next. Now you can see we have assigned these three policies: SageMaker, IAM, and S3. Now create user. You can see some information. Okay, and this is the sign in URL link. Okay, let me just copy this link and paste it here into this txt file. Okay, you can also download a CSV file, right? And in the CSV file, you will get all the information related to this user, means like username, URL, password, anything. Okay, now return to the user list. Continue. Okay, so here now we have got two users. So I'm going to log out from this user ML demo. Okay, now let's log in with the user that we have created. So here you can see this option, and here we have to enter the account ID. Okay, okay, and the account ID we have 12-digit account ID. This one, can just enter it, and here we have to enter the username that we have taken. I think demo underscore ml1, and we have to enter the password. Okay, I click on the sign in. You can see the username @ and 12-digit account ID. Okay, now here we can access only 3 services. Okay, with the help of this user demo underscore ml1, we can access only 3 services: SageMaker, S3, and IAM. Right? Okay, I'll show you. Okay, if we suppose if we try to access the EC2, if we search here EC2, means we want to create a virtual server with the help of this user. So let's click. Okay, and let's see what message here we'll get. Here you can see API error. Okay, so this error we are getting because this user is not authenticated for this service, right? You can see here this message: you are not authorized to perform this operation. Means this user is not authenticated to use this service, right? Okay, so that's why here we cannot use this service. Okay, but we can use S3. You can see we can easily create a bucket here, right? We can access SageMaker, right? So 3 policies we have assigned to this user, right? SageMaker, IAM, and S3. Right? We can also create a notebook here, notebook instance. You can see we can just click on this, right? And okay, and after that we can create here we will get we will get a notebook instance, right? And that is very similar to the Jupyter notebook. So in the further classes we will see how to create a notebook instance. Okay, but if we go okay, if we search about here IAM, okay, so here you can also see the reason, right? You can also see the reason here. Okay, so this service is we can say is a global service, means there is no need to define the reason for this service. Okay, let's go for EC2. So here you can see the reason is North Virginia, right? Okay. The reason we are getting here North Virginia, but if we search for IAM, right? Okay, so this service is basically a global service, means we don't need to define a region here. Okay, here we have 2 users. Let's check. You can see. So if we want to create a new user, that we can do. Okay, we can also create a group here, right? So this is how we can create a IAM user. In this image, you can see here we have a root user, right, with some original email and password, right? And with the help of this root user, we can create some IAM users. Okay. So this is the first IAM user, right? And okay, and we can assign some AWS services to this user, right? Similarly, here we have another IAM user. Okay, and we can also assign some other services like a Blink dashboard to this user. Okay, and also here we have another IAM user, right? And okay, and we can also assign some services like Lambda, SageMaker, EC2, S3. So these services we can assign to this user. So we have just seen IAM controls who is authenticated and authorized to use AWS services and resources. Okay. Next, let's talk about S3 and EC2. Okay. And before that, let's see some machine learning components in AWS. So basically, there are three components. We need data, model, and compute service. Okay. So here you will find some services through which we can deal with the data. Means we have some storage service here, we have some database service here. Okay, here you can see here we have some storage service, right? And here we have some database services also. You can see database migration RDS, right? So with the help of storage and database, we can deal with the data. Right. Next, we have some services that we can use for machine learning. So you can see here SageMaker, and here we have some others. Okay, I'll show you. If we search here, let's say machine learning, let's say what we will get. You can see Amazon machine learning and deep lens, lookout for vision, batch, right? So these are the some services which are related to this machine learning. Okay, but here we will only talk about SageMaker. So if we search SageMaker, you can see Amazon SageMaker, build, train, and deploy machine learning models. Next, we have some services for compute. Right, so we need some services for data, then we need some services for model, and then we need some services for compute. So for that, here you can see we have some services for compute here, right? EC2, ECR, ECS, right? So these are the some services. But okay, but here we will only talk about EC2. Okay, so for before EC2, let's talk about S3. So Amazon S3 is an object storage service. Means uh, in this storage service, we can store our data in the form of object. So that stores data as objects within a bucket. So an object is a file and any metadata that describes the file. Okay, so the service you can use to store the data in any amount. Right? Okay. So this is a storage service that allow enterprises or individuals to store and protect any amount of data. Okay. And it provides 19.99% durability and 19.9% availability of objects. It can also store computer files up to 5 terabytes in size. We will also see a practical here, right? How to create a S3 bucket, right? Or how to store a file in that bucket. So Amazon Simple Store service is built to be extremely simple and robust. It allows customer to store data in buckets or directories, and that are very similar to the folders. A bucket is a container for objects stored in Amazon S3, and objects are contained in buckets. Each of the buckets will have global unique name. Means while giving a name to a bucket, we have to consider it in the mind that that should be unique. Right? So we cannot have the same bucket name as somebody else. So we can store infinite amount of data in a bucket in which each object can contain up to 5 terabytes of data. S3 allows anyone to collect, store, and analyze the data from anywhere and in any amount. Okay. So let's create a bucket here, right? And let's upload a file into that bucket. So we can just search here S3. We can create a bucket here. Just click on this create bucket, and we can just give a name here. Let's take a name demo AWS or demo ML code, demo ML. Okay. After that, uh, here we have the options to block. Okay. Uh, okay. So here we will go this option, block all the public access. Okay. Yeah, and the rest of the values we will use as default. Okay, and then click on this create bucket. Okay, here you can see the error. Bucket with this name already exists. So here we have to pass some other unique name. Let's okay. This is also okay. Let's pass some other unique name. User, demo ML user. Then just click on this create bucket. Now here you can see this is the bucket name. Okay, and this is the AWS region, right? US East 1 or North Virginia. Access, bucket, and objects are not public, and this is the creation date. Now let's go inside this bucket, and here we want to upload a file. So okay, or either we can also create a folder here, but here I'm going to upload a file directly. So click on this and click on add file. Here we have this image, sunflower image. I'm going to upload this image and then click on this upload. You can see we have got a message here, upload succeeded. Click on this close. Okay, after you click on this file, we're getting the information here. Okay, and this is the object URL. Let's copy this and paste it in this URL. Here you can see, and the XML file does not appear to have any style information in this. Okay. Okay, let me check this one. Okay, that was the object URL. Let me check this one. Okay, not okay. Right. So finally, here we have stored this image. Okay, let's change. Okay, let's try to change the permission. In the further classes, we will cover this service in more detail. Okay, let's check. This is a bucket. Okay, and let's click on this permission. Okay, let's click on this edit. You can see. Okay, and save changes. Okay, what will happen? Okay, so we want to access. Let's try to open this link again. Okay, let me try this one. Okay, okay, leave this topic here. Okay, in the further classes, I will talk in more detail about this service. Okay, so let's delete this bucket. Just select this one and click on this page. And here we can enter this demo, or we can just copy and paste it here. Okay, here we are getting this message. This bucket is not empty. It means first we have to make empty this bucket. So let's delete this one. So if you want to delete a bucket, first we have to make that bucket empty. Okay, now let's try to delete the bucket. Okay, now here we can copy and we can paste it here. Demo ML user. You can see, I think we don't have any bucket here. Here, if we click on this bucket, you can see we don't have any bucket here. Okay, similarly, I'm going to delete the user that we have just created. Okay, let's try to delete the user. So currently here we have got two users. Okay, I think it will not be easy to delete this user from this account. Okay, so we can just delete the user. We can delete this user from the root account. Right? We can delete this user. Okay, let's try demo underscore ml1. We can see that okay, so that user has deleted. So, okay, so guys, we have just seen how to create a S3 bucket and how to upload a file. Okay. In the further classes, you will see how to upload a CSV file or how to upload a text file, right? Okay. And thereafter, we can access that CSV file or text file on a Jupyter notebook. Next, EC2. Okay, so that we will discuss in the next session, right? Okay. So I think it is enough for today's session. So let's wind up this session and let's meet in the next session. Thank you.